All right, folks. How is it going? I'm Dr. McFarland. It is Tuesday, June 3rd of 2025. And we're going to have some fun playing through the Kemper Player, which I am a recently acquirer of. I don't know, whatever. I got a little bit of a... I got hit with some allergy stuff over the weekend. So I'm going to try not to cough my head off here. But I got some water or some liquid with some water flavor stuff in there. So sorry, that totally went down the wrong pipe. Anyway, I'm going to try not to do that. There's some ASMR highlights for you. All right, so there's a few different ways I can show how to do this. But firstly, we're going to need to take the Kemper Player out. So, for example, this is a Kiesel case, and you can see that I have two very nice pouches right here in front of me. And one pouch is fairly big, and I can put some things in there, like little tools, little capos, little stuff. But on the other one, I have a guitar cable, I have a power supply, and I have the Kemper Player. So it's nice and small. It should be able to fit inside any guitar case, even in like a hard case. Some of those compartments are usually wide enough to hold like a small pedal or something. So you could put this in a heavy duty case. So I'll set that right there on the table, and I will choose my weapon of choice here in a second. But let's go ahead and plug this in. And this does not have a send and return option, which I was a little bummed about because I like doing 4-cable method, and also if I want to insert a pedal into the chain of the Kemper Player, then you need a send and return for that. But plug it in my power cable, get this hooked up here, and it is turned on. So I think we're going to go mono out of this. So we'll go mono, so the left output, and then we will hook up a guitar cable. We use the right angle side, and we should have some audio here. Maybe. We should have some audio. Okay, there's my tuner. Interesting. All right, let's just keep going. I'm going to plug this in. So I'm going to use the editor on the screen, which I'll go ahead and pull up. Starting up version 3, whatever. And then we'll plug this side in to the back via USB. And that's going to scan for profilers, and it's going to show up there. Now I can also adjust the Kemper Player from a app. Okay, so we got the Rig Manager app, and it's also searching for amplifiers. And what I found I need to do is you have to go to Wi-Fi and look at the player, whatever name your player is. You want to connect that first. Okay. That's going to connect. And then, for some weird reason, you have to go to your cellular data. And I'm going to turn that off. That's the best way I found to get this to work. So it says connect there on the screen. I will tap connect. And there it is. Okay. So it shows up as dock clean ambient. And let's figure out why I'm not getting audio signal out of this thing. It should be coming into input 12, which it is. Oh, there's that. That's why. No, it's this one. Oh, it's not on. Hello. All right, so we have our input channel coming in on number 21. Okay, and I have to actually turn it on. So I'll find a guitar here that we can plug into. All right, here's the trusty Revstar, which does have a slight loose input jack. I just need to tighten that down. But until then, it's fine. I did a live stream last week, I think, on the Revstar. And once again, just for your information, this is a $839, $49 guitar, stainless steel frets, humbuckies, a 5-way switch. You can pull up the tone knob and you get like a slightly darker sound in there. Okay, and let's turn down this volume. Yeah. So I have made my patch number 1 be, more of an ambient type sound than anything. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's turn this. Let's turn this one into, can I copy this? I should be able to copy it. Okay. We're going to call this the MX Brio plus Kemper. Okay, so bring that. We're going to go up to source. We're going to do a screen share. Uh-oh. Is that it? Yeah. Something like that. Okay, so it says... So there's my screen there. Interesting. Let's actually start from a blank source. Let's do it this way. Screen share. Okay, that's actually pretty good. And then we can add a camera, which that looks fine, but I want this to be smaller. Okay. Sorry, I'm figuring it out. Okay, here we go. Let's click on this. Maybe just bring it down this way. Sorry, I'm getting this figured out. I'll just make myself nice and small in the corner. Here we go. So, what I've done is I've taken the first 5 slots here, which are in blue, and you can't see this, but there's a little blue LED on the bank. If I want to bank over... Oh, weird. I can actually hold this and then click on that, maybe. All right, so now I'm on the yellow bank, which is like the Marshall. Then I can go to the red bank, which is more Marshall type stuff. Let me turn this up a little bit more. Okay, all sounds good. And I could easily store these in any other slot that I want. Okay. Like for instance, if I go back to 1.5, this is like a Bogus Cats distortion by Bert Mullendick. Okay, and that actually sounds pretty good. But let's say I want a PV5150 heavy sound. Okay, I'm gonna take this, store in profiler. I want it to be in bank 1. I want it to be on number 5. We're gonna call this Doc 5150 HV for heavy, and store. And now you see the name update right up here. Okay, let's do the same kind of deal for maybe let's see what a single rectifier sounds like. Okay, I like that. Let's try out SLO 100. I like that one too. Let's try out the B100. Oh man, so many options. Where was I at before? Where was I at before? I did the PV. I wanted the Mesa Boogie single rack. There it is, right there. Okay, so that's on 3.4 versus on 6.3. I mean, I like both of those. I like them both. What I'm trying to get is just one bank that has, you know, a good array of sounds to it. Alright, let's just say I go with that one, right? So I'm going to click, I'm going to do store in rig profiler, go back up to bank 1. I'm going to store this in slot 1 and call it Doc Mesa. Let's just call it Doc Mesa. How about that? Okay. So now what I can do is say, okay, I'm currently on bank 3. I'm going to go over to my clean sound. Okay, nice clean sound. What I've done is I've assigned these switches. If I go into system here, you can see my switch 1 turns on effect button 1. Foot switch 2 turns on effect button 2. Then foot switch 3 is my tap and my tuner. And then the combo 1 and 2 is previous rig, and then combo 2 and 3 is my next rig. Okay, that's why I do that. Rig morph. Rig morph is on. I don't have a pedal hooked up at the moment. I do have it set to max banks, which is just, you know, one bank. So I'm not switching between banks or anything. Okay. So while I'm on the clean sound, I can turn on switch 2, and that's going to bring in my tremolo. Okay, very nice. Also turn that back off and turn on switch 1, which is going to bring in a pure booster. Okay, so even though the verb and the delay all gets, you know, crazy, I probably could find a way to bring down the verb when I go to a heavy sound. I'm not sure right this second. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay, so just for all intents or purposes, I have a nice clean sound. I can kick in some trim. Then I can go to a lead sound or a heavier sound. Okay, and that works for me. That's fine. Let's say I go and I want to change to the next rig, which has the full tone OCD in there. Okay, something like that. Now, I could, if I wanted to have a few different options in here, I could make the foot switches be, I could have them turn on effects 1 and effects 2 instead of, FX1 and FX2 instead of effect button 1 and effect button 2, which is what these are right here. Like this is effect button 1, effect button 2, 3 and 4, or delay and reverb. But I could have my delay set to effects 2, and then my LCD is set to effects 1, and then stuff like that. So let's just see what happens if I go back here. See, I would need effects 1 to be assigned to this and effects 2 to be assigned to that for me to actually use these two buttons accordingly. So for example, what could I do here? Whoa, that's a see, there's effects 1 and there's effects 2. So I would need this to be assigned to effects 1 now. Okay, see how I did that? So I chose the block, then chose effects 1 or 2, which is right here. Okay, so now I have the same thing. I can have my tremolo be on, or I can turn it off and then go to effects 1. Okay, and that might be a better option for that. I'm going to go ahead and store the rig, or just save it just in case. All right, good. Going back to 4 now, I can bring in my delay can now be on. Okay, there it goes. It's turning on. So. Okay, and this has the same clean amp as the other rig. So it's essentially saying, okay, I like this sound. I like having the little extra delay, and I can, you know, tap it in, right? Then I can also turn on my LCD. Which may or may not give you a slightly different sound than what the pure booster is giving you on the middle rig. Okay, But let's go dial in rig number 5 here. Okay, we do have a noise gate on there. Let's see what happens if we don't have a noise gate. Because I may want a confidence boost on that one, which I have. And the amplifier, I feel like, has a gate in it. There's a compressor. There's a mid treble bass. Clarity, tube shape, direct mix, general. Yeah, I felt like the amp itself had a gate, but maybe not. Once I update to the new, well, let's just do it this way. We can do it this way. So let's go noise gate 2-to-1. Okay, it's pretty good. I'm going to add a distortion here. Let's go to green screen. We'll make it a boost. So drive down, mix up, volume up. And we're going to choose this and make it effects 1. So now I can actually turn this on and off. Maybe. Yeah, I can with my switch here. Because even though it's a PV5150, I want to be able to push it a little bit more and cut out some of that low end. So bringing in the green screen will help with that. So there's that. The verse is taking it off. Okay. We want to bring in our reverb, just a little reverb here. Okay, cool. So green screen on that. I'm going to make this one a delay. Just keep it real basic. We'll do a single delay. We'll make it digital. We'll bring the mix way down. Also make the feedback nice and low. Okay, so not a whole lot going on there, but I could easily turn off the delay, and you can see that the LED color is also the same color as the type of block it is. So green is for delay, red is for overdrive, and so forth. So we kind of already know, what these things are. So let me hold this down, then hit 5 again. And that will save it. All right, cool. Let's go and do the same thing for our Mesa Boogie sound. Okay, actually, let me make sure this was set correctly. My effects 2 need to be the delay. Okay, now I can store that. So I'm basically setting this up in real time so you can see how I'm doing this. I probably should have drank more water today than I did, but I just didn't. So now, all right. So it is set to wrap. Let me show you what this means over here. So max bank is 1, load bank 1, bank up and down, wrap on up, and then wrap the last. Okay, so I was on. So if I want to go from this Mezza Boogie to this PV, I just go back. Well, maybe. Bank up and down. Okay, let's see. Wrap first, last. Here we go. So if I'm on the first one, I can go back and it wraps to the number 5. Okay, which you are not seeing. That's fine. But just let you know that I'm holding down the 2 buttons here, and now I'm going from 5 over to 1, so it's wrapping back around, and I'm staying in the same bank. Wow. Rock and roll, dude. All right, so we're going to go to delay again. Single delay. We'll make it a digital once again. Bring the feedback down pretty low. We'll make it a quarter note. Bring the mix down. We can tap it in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I've tapped it in. We'll bring the mix up a little bit. Okay, there's that. We'll mix this effects 2. We'll make sure the reverb is on. Just a little bit of reverb, not much. It didn't have to be a lot of reverb. I do have it set to easy. Let's have a nice room reverb. Bring the mix down a lot. Okay, that works for me. I'm going to hold down this rig, press it again. It's going to light, it's going to flash green lights, and then it's saved. Okay, so now it's at this point, I basically have 2 heavy sounds, a rhythm, a clean, a lead, or at least a crunchy rhythm, then an OCD kind of crunch, then a Mezza option, and a 5150 option. Okay, and that's only 5, and that's more than enough for me to kind of memorize what I want to do. Okay, now if I upgrade to level 3, I would have more blocks available to work with. Okay, see, I can't even click on these right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm missing quite a lot. And then also I would have the extra like 10 blocks because of the update that they have available now for the player and all the MK2 versions of the Kemper that is now coming out. So but I feel like if I can't do a session or whatever with those 5 sounds, then I'm probably doing something wrong. So okay. All right, now just for sake of comparing, I'm going to go back to my Mezza sound now. And I feel like these are really, really close together. go back. Right, so I got a 5150 and a Mezzo that's basically sounding the same. So what do I want to do at this point? I could probably just have a basic clean sound without all the ambient stuff, and then replace one of these other ones. So what I'm going to do is, let's do that. Let's store this. Let's put this in bank, or in slot 5. We'll just make it plain, a plain clean sound. How about that? Okay, it's still gonna have my tremolo on there. Okay. Then it also has my booster in there. Okay, all very cool stuff, but I'm going to definitely change the reverb type. Let's do like a, let's do a large spring. Not be set to 8 seconds. Not have the mix up so high. Okay. Maybe have the delay down a little bit. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 16 notes. Alright, I did set this up on single coals, so the humbuckers are giving me slightly more dirt than normal. But it is what it is. Alright, 5 people there are watching. You are not talking to me at all. I need to know your name, where you're from, and what kind of questions you have for the day, because I mean, I could just sit here and talk about Kemper stuff the rest of the hour, but I want this to be more about you and less about me. So I'm going to start the topic off, and then you can guide me wherever else you want me to go, okay? But definitely let me know who you are and where you're watching from. Hello, Joseph is playing the head rush while I'm playing, so that's good. That's good. Alright, so we got a relatively clean sound there. Maybe if I bring down the gain a little bit and then bring up the rig volume, let's make it a little bit cleaner. Turn off the delay for now. And then go bring up the spring a little bit. Give it some more decay time. And this is a Fender Deluxe reverb profile, which I'm perfectly fine with. It didn't need to be any more than that. If you really care that you have to have like an AC30, or it has to be a matchless, or it has to be whatever, then I mean that's fine. But at some point, my mind just starts thinking about categories of sound and not the exact. It has to be like a Mesa, or it has to be a Fender, or it has to be a Marshall, or whatever. Is that the Kemper specific editor? It is a Kemper specific editor. It's called the Rig Manager. So you can manage all your rigs up and down. And then you can click on any of these elements here and you can adjust their settings like that. Okay. It's actually pretty good. The Fractal editor is great. The Toemaster Pro editor is perfect. It basically just looks like it would on the screen. So it's like a 1-for-1 representation. So everything you do on the screen, you can also do on a computer. Obviously, the Kemper Player doesn't have a screen, and even the Kemper Stage or the other Kempers have a very small, kind of like monochrome kind of screen to them. So they're definitely not laid out in this fashion. But this is definitely a good representation of the signal flow and how everything works. So. Yeah, that's good. I'm going to store that. So the guitar player this last Sunday at church, who is a female, and she does great. She also sings really well, which is her main instrument, but she's learning guitar slowly but surely. I just pulled her up on this ambient clean sound, and she just played on that the whole time. But definitely number 5 is another good option for that, okay? So really from here, I could either get from an ambient clean to a more of a hard rock type sound. As long as the LCD was actually on. Let me go turn that on. There we go. Okay, then I can also go switch to my clean sound, which has the tremolo turned on. Let's turn that off. I don't necessarily want that on all the time when I initially go to the patch. Okay, then I could wrap around to number 1 and give me that Mesa Boogie sound. You know, I could do that. I'm going to bring up the rig volume a little bit here, just to make sure it matches the volume on the clean tone. There's a lot of guys on the Kemper Player Facebook group, and you'll just see on YouTubers online. They have a separate MIDI switcher that they have connected to the Kemper Player, so they can access any rig directly, and also turn on and off, whatever effects they want to. I do have a MIDI switcher that I will be utilizing called the Unity 6 by Jet Pedals. I got that a few weeks ago, and it's going to be my goal to have a cool little MIDI like video tutorial series on how to use MIDI with different pedals and how to control them and whatever else. So if I want to stay on that, then just kick in the pure booster. That bloody rocks, and then I can kick in my tremolo. Okay, so really any of the both of the clean sounds in here, I could just stay on for a whole song, depending on if I wanted to be more ambient sounding or just a more traditional straight clean tone with a little bit of reverb. And then just kick in some tremolo, kick in an overdrive or the pure booster, and I can make it through a whole set with just these 5 rigs right here. Now, on the Kemper stage, before I sold that to my friend, I went through and I profiled all the amps on the Helix floor. And actually, I did a little bit on the Helix itself, and then I also used the plug-in. Either way, you can dial in the sounds however you want, then just capture those. So I'm pretty sure I had a... I don't know if I had a low, medium, or high for each amp, or if I just had like a good general sound for each one. But I do have a Kemper profile pack on my website. It's a one-time $20 fee. And that gets you all the current profiles I currently have, and then all the ones I will add in the future. Which now that the player can be a profiler as well with the new update, I'll definitely be making more profiles for the Kemper. So if you like what you see so far and what you hear, and you want to help support the channel, then go and check out the Kemper profiles on drmcfarlandstudios.com. I'll have a link down in the description, and you can check those out. It took me many hours to do that. And but I wanted to have, I like the Line 6 amps, but I wanted to have all those on a different device. I'll more than likely do the same thing on the Headrush. I'll do a clone, a Headrush clone, and clone anything else I want to put on the Headrush, and you can have all those available for a one-time fee of $20, you know. Chump change these days. So yeah, I like all that a lot. I have here's some EVH stuff. Mezzo oversized. Here's some Dumble stuff. Yeah, this is all my Tone Junkie stuff. So Bogner. Here's a backup. 6505. Rocker Verb. These are just all things I've already had saved. Rock packs. Jim Lil, he has a bunch of stuff in there. What is all this stuff? TH30, which I actually had one of those amps at one point. And then what do I have down here? I got some performances, some Doctor McFarland performances. Yeah, they're just, they're all in there, man. They are all in there. Tone Junkie stuff is good. The Burt Millendick stuff is really good. Obviously, you know, Michael Britt. All that. The Doctor McFarland stuff is actually really good. I'm pretty proud of what I've done so far. Let me know what kind of questions you guys have. I will be shutting down in probably another 15 minutes or so. I gotta go. Once again, it's my teaching night over at the local Baptist church. I'm teaching a group of guitar students over there, so gotta get over there, make sure I'm set up and ready to go. Yeah, I'm really liking this Revstar. I'm liking it a lot. Kick in the pure boost. Kick it in. Now the pure boost is really quite powerful because it's essentially just taking your initial sound that you have already, and then you're just goosing the input of that amp, and you're just driving it more. But you don't get all the volume boost as well that you would normally get, because Kemper just kind of does their magic stuff in the background. So, and then when you kick it back in. What do they call this? They call it clean compensation. Clean comp. So if I have it all the way down, yeah, so I think it's a matter of if the clean comp is down, then if I bring the gain up, it's going to do something different. So I'm going to put that back where it was. Yeah, it's just a good overall sound there. Let's go back to the ambient sound now. Maybe bring up that rig volume a little bit compared to the other clean sound I had. Just for fun, the Easy Verb has a lot of great algorithms in here. There's a legacy verb, there's an echo type. But we have a ambient, we have a pad, we have an aftermath, a modulation, a resonance. So I'm pretty sure I'm on the pad right now. Right, so it's a nice long hall reverb, but there's also like a little modulation in there. Right, it's also set to 8 seconds, so pretty long decay time. Go back here, let's go to aftermath. Star Wars for you. Okay, that was a little crazy, a little too long of a delay, but still really neat though. And then we have modulation. Bring up the modulation here. Let me actually show you what I'm doing on the screen. Okay, pretty cool. Resonance, what's this one? that was set to 30 seconds. That's a little too crazy. Let's turn it down a little bit. Bring that one down. Yep, I mean, I like all those. Let's go back to just like a big haul. That sounds nice. Let's go to a... Let's just do the pad. Alright, just for fun, we're going to go to spring reverb, and we're going to crank up the decay here. Yep, there you go. So even the spring reverb has a nice lush tail to it. Go back to that pad though. I like the pad. Bring up the modulation just a little bit. Might be too much. Pure booster. Cool. Yeah, I could stay on either clean sounds and pretty much get everything I need. From clean, crunch, tremolo. Oh, man. All right, BIM. My Kemper Player arrived yesterday. Just trying. It sounds great compared to my GT1000 Core. But I don't know where to start for my clean sound, but learning something from you now. Okay, so all I did... Literally all I did was they had a Fender Deluxe in Bank 1, and I just started from there. Okay? And on the screen, I mean, obviously you're seeing me click on gain, bass, middle, treble, presence. There's definition, which actually it cuts the lows a little bit. You can add a little bit of compression in there, which is great. There's not that many dials you have to really worry about. I mean, I can bring up like the power sagging maybe. The power sag is going to deal with your like your power tube breakup kind of thing. There's also tube shape. There's tube bias. I mean, you don't have to worry about those right now. Just pick the profile that's already in Bank 1, which is the Fan Deluxe. Yeah, this is by somebody. Maybe Fender made them himself. Who knows? Yeah, it's just a good clean sound, and then just dial in the gain according to the amount of clean / breakup you want from the type of pickups that you're using. And that could be, you know, single coils, humbuckers, P90s, wherever you're doing. Okay, and then from there, you know, add in your reverb. I choose to have tremolo pretty much in every rig because I just like tremolo. Okay, do a little ducking, which means as you pluck, then as the note rings out, the tremolo or whatever effect you have the ducking on starts coming in. So as you're digging in, right, that is an option. I like the ducking where it's at. It's fine. One critique I will make about the headrush versus other modelers is the headrush reverbs just do not get that real ambient, like moving modulation type sounds. Even the shimmer sound is just too over the top in your face with the high end pitch type thing. I'm not a fan. I would say I do have a Boss GT1000 core I recently bought within the last few weeks, and I like the core. The amps themselves sound really good. I could easily put the Kemper into one of the loops of the core, and then like combine the two units if I wanted to. But the Kemper does not have, or the Kemper Player doesn't have an effects center return. So I can't put other things in the loop of that, but I can put the player in the loop of something else. Also have an HX Stomp I recently acquired. I'm going to do like a little series on my channel of 3-button maulers, or like really small maulers. So it'll be the player, the core, the stomp. I have the MX5 from Headrush. You know, it's like you got 3 buttons. What can they do? And you know, what's the kind of workflow that you can acquire from these different units. So cool. I like that. I'm gonna save that one more time. Let's see. But if ever Headrush adds some really awesome reverbs that Kemper already has and that the Tonemaster Pro already has, then Headrush will be right up there with the best of them, because they already have great amp tones, they already have great drive and modulation stuff. It's just the reverbs sound good, but if you want that extra kind of sauce that these other units have, then they're going to have to step it up. I'm muting my mic just in time. Yeah, there you go. This is a nice sound. This is position 2 on the RevStar. So that gets a nice clean sound, and then go to position 3. And then position 4. And then position 5. So there you go, guys. I did order the Kemper Player. I did buy it from Zounds.com. It was a good price, and you know, I'm fine with investing money back into the channel. But with that said, I do appreciate if you use my links, my affiliate links to either Amazon, Sweetwater, or Zounds.com to purchase your items online. So whether you're going to Amazon to buy toilet paper or a toothbrush, or you're going to Sweetwater to buy a guitar, or you're going to Zounds to buy a Kemper Player or something. I do get a good kickback from that. If you want to help support the channel in that way, just think the next time you go shopping online, going, wait, I need to click on Dr. McFarland's affiliate link before the send me to Amazon to send me to Sweetwater or Zounds, and then purchase my item, and then I can help him out at the same time. So if you can do that, that'd be great. And also check out my website, drmcfarlandstudios.com. All links will be in the description. And from the website, you can access my my headrush rigs, my Kemper profiles, my fractal presets, my Line 6 presets, just all the different units that I have. Toemaster Pro presets, I have a lot of those on there as well. And always adding more as the weeks and months go by. So be sure to check those out if you want to help support the channel. And until next time, I'm going to go do some teaching to some small kids, and we're going to have some fun. So you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later.